Alright, so recently I decided to produce my own music, and the first thing you should know about me is I don't know how to make music at all. I'm basically an idiot when it comes to music, but I was sick of having to search around for music tracks and worry about licensing fees or YouTube copyright strikes. I wanted some kind of music accompanying my videos on YouTube. So I thought maybe there is software out there that I could use that is for dummies where you could make a passable track even if you don't know anything about music. And the software that I settled on was Ableton Live. It's actually a pretty popular digital audio workstation. And it turns out it's actually not too hard to make music because you can almost basically push a button and interesting sounds will come out. And that's coming from someone who doesn't know how to make music at all. I'm a complete idiot. So let me just show you what I recently started working on. Now, I'm not saying that this is a great track or anything. It's just something that, for someone who doesn't know how to make music, I thought it was impressive for someone like me. Maybe to an expert, they're looking at this and they're thinking, oh my god, this is horrible. But if you don't know anything about music and you can make something like this, like, I was impressed. So, first, what I did was I laid down I pulled a drum track, and so let's see what that sounds like. It's got this 80s sounding beat because I grew up in the 80s, loved listening to 80s music. So that's the drum beat, and the next thing I did was I added another drum track to give it a little more variety. So let's see what that sounds like. Alright, so it's got a little sort of shaker thing going on with that beat. And then the next thing I decided to do, let me just stop that track. The next thing I decided to do was add a couple of synths. And the first synth that I added was this one right here. And it doesn't quite sound like a classical synth. I put some effects on it so that it doesn't sound like a synthesizer. It's got this sort of 80s vibe to it again. So let's see what that sounds like. There you go. To me that sounds 80s. Oh, I love the way that sounded. Okay, so that was one synth, and this next synth I added was this one here. I'm going to turn this on. And this one is more closer to a classic synth. I don't think I added too many effects on that one, but here's what it sounds like. Alright, so those are two synths, and then I added a third synth. I was just going crazy here. So let's see what this one sounds like. I'm going to turn that one on. It's got a higher tone to it. And so the nice thing about that is I used my computer keyboard to type out those notes, or to play those notes, which means you really don't need an actual keyboard, where you play like a piano or anything like that to make your own music. You can just use your computer keyboard, typing the, letters on your keyboard to make music. So I thought that was pretty cool. The other thing is I added an extra drum track, so that was 3 synth tracks, and I had 2 drum tracks turned on, but I added a third drum track just because I was having so much fun, so I added this other last track. I don't know if it makes much of a difference, but I'll play it anyway. Yeah, it didn't make that much of a difference, but I love the way it sounded, to me, anyway. And I don't know if I'm actually going to be using this particular loop in my video, or turning it, if I'm going to turn it into a song or anything like that. But for a first try, I was like blown away with how easy and how much fun it was actually to make a song. I mean, the other nice thing about this Ableton thing is you could literally sing a bunch of notes into your microphone, and this software will convert it into keynotes into your into the software. And I guess they call them MIDI tracks. And with the MIDI tracks, you can do all kinds of cool editing features, and you can replace your voice with an instrument like a piano or drums or a synthesizer or whatever kind of instrument you have in your software. So I thought that was pretty cool too. So if you don't know how to type on a keyboard or play chords or anything like that, you can hum a melody or a harmony into your microphone, and Ableton will record it and turn it into a MIDI track, which can be edited in the software to create all kinds of different sounds. Not just your voice, but your voice can sound like an organ or a piano, you name it. So that was just a little demo of what I'm working on right now. Thanks for watching, and maybe I'll see you in another video.